Prepare to attack the enemy's control points.
Get behind me, Doctor!
I am fully charged!
You are listening to Control Point, a Team Fortress 2 podcast with Brent Copeland, Eric Fullerton, Wes Wilson, and Spencer Williams.
Control Point, episode 26, recorded on April 13th, 2008.
I'm Brent Chaos Copeland.
And I'm Eric Nailhead Fullerton.
I'm Wes Wilson.
I'm Spencer Devil Turnip Williams, and I can't be bothered with the podcast right now because I'm playing Wolfenstein 3D.
Nice.
Hot.
Sweet. So you have a graphics card good enough to handle that game?
I know.
That's insane.
You know, I did just get a new graphics card, but
Nice.
We'll get to that later. Right now, welcome to episode 26. This is our half-year mark.
Woohoo!
Cool. 6 months in the can.
No, I'm freaked out.
I feel old all of a sudden. Oh wait, I always felt that way.
Now, see, for those listening to this show, playing the CP drinking game, they have to drink when you say you're old.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And we'll talk more details in the news section about the drinking game. Sounds like a lot of fun. So, how about let's open up this week's briefcase?
Hold on, let me shoot this Nazi. Stupid Nazi. Okay, go ahead.
It's the final countdown!
Wow,
Okay. So,
That was a loud briefcase.
wow, it's like a screamer in Harry Potter.
we had a final countdown in the briefcase.
I would like it to be known to all of our listeners that I had nothing to do with that.
Funny side note, I got a new job this week and I was down training in Tuscaloosa, and we walked into one wine store, and you know, I had been, it's for some reason that song has been revolving around my life lately, and the guy behind the counter, his phone rings and he has it as his ringtone.
Oh, nice.
And I just looked at him, I'm like, you jerk, that's going to be in my head the rest of the day.
Well, now you've put it in my head, so thanks a lot.
So, was there anything else in the briefcase, by the way, or just an awesome
Worst
song from the
podcast
80s?
ever.
Okay, well, in this briefcase, hidden here amongst the bad glam rock, I do see that we're going to be discussing the multi-Uber nerf.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We're going to be covering in our reconnaissance section. We'll be talking about Labor, since we've talked about it once already, and then we just sort of forgot about it.
Oh, and there was also a control point sighting in Jamaica.
Oh, yes.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to talk about control point popularity around the globe.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have a few listener contributions. So that
Sounds like a very cool episode. I can't wait to listen
have
to it.
listener
Packed with
contributions.
madness.
It would be better if other people were hosting it, though.
Yeah. I'm just going to sit here and listen.
I'm tired of us.
Don't
Are
you-
you tired of us?
Well, sometimes I wonder what it'd be like to listen to somebody else do the podcast. Just like, if we could enjoy the work as opposed to doing the work.
Yeah.
Didn't we do that with the modcast and
Yeah, but
the random chatter? And you know what? That was boring as crap.
Spencer, you're a mean man.
See,
I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was thinking it might be
Except for
cool to
the
get the
modcast.
random chatter guys back to do some more
Do some
TF2
segments.
discussion
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought they did a good job.
They did.
You know what? I'm all for that, so long as we're here to tell them to shut up when they step out of line.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Well, what if we got them on a Skype cast and had them do the segment, but we had buzzers, like in Family Feud, and we could just go.
I think every time you hit the buzzer, it should go.
Nice.
I'm thinking electrodes to the testes. You see what I'm doing?
I do. I like how you're taking the joke and spinning it around.
Yeah. I see what you're doing.
Ooh, spinning
Anyway,
testes.
Brent, why don't you talk about your week? You're always first.
Why am I always first?
Because
now?
you're
Alphabetical.
This
Yeah.
is not true.
And because
Y'all are getting stuck on this Uber servers thing.
No,
this
really.
joke has gone too far.
My
Too
Google
far.
Doc says Team Fortress status Brent Monday, and then there's nothing there. And then
Well, I
Tuesday,
haven't updated this thing.
and there's nothing
all
there.
week.
And
He
then
played on Thursday.
Wednesday, and there's nothing there.
Yeah. Keep
Now
going.
there is something here, but Friday, nothing there.
Yeah.
Saturday, nothing there.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, that's all wrong.
Really?
Yeah, there should be nothing on Thursday either. and you see that on Sunday? I didn't play late. I played a little bit of Badlands and a little bit of CP_Control Point.
How was it?
It was the original one, so I'd already played it before.
Was it glorious?
It was glorious.
Really?
Glorious Us and stuff. And mostly you and Eric, though, I think.
Well, that's because we're the ones we make our picture most available for abuse.
Yeah.
The glamour shots.
Yeah.
But
Have you
I
finally played that now, Wes?
No, but I've looked over Brent's shoulder.
Oh, okay, so you've seen it at least.
Yes.
yeah, we almost streamed
Okay.
the podcast on Server 5 today instead of on Ustream.
Yeah, we actually had Brent hooked up on Server 5, and we were running the microphones through, so we were broadcasting on Server 5 and singing. We were singing the Brent Copeland song.
And there's something about playing Team Fortress with having a song with your name in it playing in the background.
Yes, there is a Brent Copeland song and now a Eric Fullerton song. Thank
Yeah.
you to Nivacaris.
Your next, Spencer.
You know, I can't wait. I have felt left out.
Just so we get this out of the way, what's your favorite? Oh, we should get him to do it to the final countdown.
Yes. Yes. I think you've already set that
Spencer
seed in,
Williams.
We don't even have to ask him now. He'll just magically make one.
So, but I did get some server stuff done, which was good. We've now made the forums where you can upload the bzip files straight there.
Okay.
So any of the map makers, instead of having to like tell us where they are, they can just upload it straight there, and people can get them straight from the server.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank God, man.
What?
You surprised me there, Spencer.
Putting the maps on there is almost it's fun. It's almost fun.
Yeah, it's almost.
It's something that
entertaining.
Uber servers taught me. It's kind of fun. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pass the buck on to Eric here.
Oh, okay.
Your week sucked, Brent.
Yeah, totally.
My son's been sick, and it's just been... Yeah.
I can't be bothered to play TF2 anymore.
Well, that's what I got. Is the day my son was sick, I got like 20 tells. Hey, we're supposed to bug you until you come play. Blah 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 blah. And I was just like, dude, my son's puking over here. I'm not gonna play right
Delicious.
now. But anyway, so
I have a little light red index card here.
I would call that pink.
Well, yeah.
It matches the pink
Definitely
razor
pink.
boxes.
Let's see. I played on number 1 on Friday night, and I had a lot of fun. I saw that 4 was very packed. I saw US playing.
Yeah,
so,
I know. And I was like, all right, Eric's on. Maybe he'll come play with us.
Yeah, so I first attempted to connect to 4 and sat there and waited and thought, well, what am I doing? I mean, I'm sitting here waiting forever while 1 is nice and open. It had about 20 people on there, I think. So I got on there, and then a couple more people joined, and it was a lot of fun. I saw every week I always mention someone's name because I just see like some cool people's nicknames or whatever or usernames. So this week I saw Glove Man and Glove Woman, or Glove Man.
Was it a heavy and a medic?
I don't remember what
Glove
they were playing.
Woman.
Or were they both?
They were
that
really
sounds-
good. They were really, really good. And I asked them if they listened to the show, and they didn't know what I was talking about.
That sounds really dirty to me. I don't know if that's just me.
What, Glove Man and Glove Woman? They both had a G as their avatar, but a different color, so they obviously knew each other. It wasn't a coincidence.
I wonder if they had a glove gun.
But anyway, enough about Gloveman and Glove Woman.
Hey, I wonder if they're like brown coats, like if they're doing like the blue gloves from the Firefly movies, from the Firefly TV show.
Very obscure.
I hope not, because that's really obscure.
Well, okay. You guys are mean.
But they were talking of him.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Wes.
Thanks. That's great.
Okay, y'all just
Anyway,
ruined the
next.
podcast. Y'all supposed to yell at each other.
No kidding.
Well, it's going to be a love fest today. What do you say, Spencer? Love?
Disguised as hate, yes.
See, I've got to edit this podcast and put a hatred spin on it.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys.
Yeah, that's
sound
good.
like
I
it.
think there needs to be more hate. People don't like us for our love.
You got that hate filter on there?
Yeah. And
Anyway,
also,
how was your week?
a couple maps that I played that night was I played Basketball Intel, which I so love that map.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. It's fun. Also, Snow Fort. Every week I play Snow Fort at least once, and so we played Snow Fort, and I discovered that we need some names for different things. So now I dubbed the backyard and the front yard areas on the map.
Oh, so the backyard's the little area next to the cave?
Yeah, and you can tell because the front yard has 2 entrances. It's very grand. It has some Christmas trees.
And
nice
snipers.
Front yard.
Snipers. The front yard has snipers.
That's true. And snipers.
Always.
The backyard has this crummy old back door with this wooden plank that kind of goes up to the second floor.
Yeah.
And then it dumps you out into a dirty old cave.
Yeah.
So, so that's obviously the back entrance or the back door or the backyard. Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah. I have crummy caves in my backyard, too.
Yeah. Dirty ones.
Yes.
Dirty. So dirty. Oh yeah, and this is weird. Someone playing just randomly said out loud that the heavy is made out of bacon. So I thought that was cool enough to write down on my index card here.
Do you carry that while you play all week long, like in your pocket?
I do. Oh no, it lives next to my keyboard. So anyway,
I ate some really nice bacon today. I wonder if it was the same kind that the heavy is made out of.
It could be.
It was applewood smoked bacon. It was
I love applewood smoked bacon.
Sounds delicious.
There's a comedian who did a whole bit on the Tonight Show. His whole segment was just on bacon, and at the end he's like, "You don't think I can keep going, do you?" There's got to be all he can say about bacon, but no, there's more.
Nice.
Yeah, you should look that up.
I love bacon. Okay, and also late Friday, and I'm talking early Saturday morning, I guess. That's when the high ping squad came in. Lots and lots of foreign people came over to server 1, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're playing, this is cool, the only time we get to play with you is way early in the morning, for you." Anyway.
So we've changed CPEU to CP high ping.
Yeah. Well, apparently we're the people with the funny accents, not them. So.
Oh.
And we smell like bacon.
And we do. But it was a lot of fun.
Bacon!
I got to play with lots of cool foreigners. Or is it me that's a foreigner? I don't know. Saturday was a cool day. Not early in the morning. This is after I slept for a few hours and then woke back up and started playing TF2 again. On Saturday, there was the first masterclass, the Medic Clinic with Sigma Sign and also Kay Burnell. It is I guess a virtual classroom. I guess is how you would,
Are there degrees?
Yes. I guess. I don't know. 6 degrees of...
Can I clep the medic class?
Clep? What does that mean?
You don't know what clepping a class is? That's where you take tests so that you don't have to take them. So if you clep freshman college English, it's because you took a test and you already know enough English and you can just clep the first part.
I didn't really go to school.
So no, you can't. You need to go take the class.
Anyway, so...
How do you read off that card if you didn't go to school?
That is a good question.
I think it's
like a paradox or something strange is happening. So that went over really well. There was a lot of people on server 3 that attended the class, and Sigma Sign was kind of the teacher, so he kind of stood there and directed the whole class.
So, big question. Have you gone and looked at the demos and pulled the demo out for that one?
No, but he said that he's going to edit a video out of it. There were... the server was packed, for one thing. On one team, it was nothing but medics, and on the other team, there was just a few random classes that weren't medics. And then me and about, 15 other people were watching on the Source TV, which was a little bit laggy, but it was okay.
So Source TV was working?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because people keep complaining about how you can break into the server by going to Source TV.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't trying to break anything. I was just listening. But it was very good. And anyway, we'll talk actually a bit more about classes and future classes in the news section. So other than the heavy being made out of bacon, also this week I ordered all of the TF2 posters for $20.
Yes.
So worth it. So worth it.
Me want.
And I have the flamethrower one sitting here in the studio on the wall.
That's really cool. Did you get them like off of Valve Store?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
I'll have to look at
it.
those.
Took them like 3 days to ship them too. It was pretty quick. So anyway,
Cool.
well worth $20. So that was my week.
That was a great pink week.
Excellent. Light pink. Red.
Busted.
I guess I'll go next. Well, we didn't really get our weeks covered last week, so I don't know if anybody knows this, but I got a new job, and I'm selling wine for a living now. And so I spent 2 weeks ago down in Birmingham.
Alcoholic.
King of the wine bottle. Anyway,
Oh wait, that song's not about alcohol.
Oops.
Anyway, so 2 weeks ago I spent down in Birmingham training at the company where I'm working. Now I'm still going to be in Huntsville working. This is going to be my territory, but I need to go down to learn a few things. And so at night I would come back to the hotel room, and my laptop is not good enough to run TF2. So I would come back to the hotel room and kind of sit in there, and I got kind of lonely. Because I really, I'm used to having people to talk to, like my wife or, people online.
West.
So I got on Steam Chat.
Nice.
That is lovely.
Yeah, and
West is lonely.
everybody was picking on me really bad. Like, what are you doing here? You don't belong here.
Nice.
You talk bad about
Maybe
this
that's
place.
because you called them all a bunch of losers, and
That is-
everyone.
that's
loses
only-
15 years off of their expected lifespan as soon as they go in there.
So do you
that
take
stuff,
back now?
I did not say that on the air. I just said that to you, Spencer.
Oh,
Oh no! You said that on the air.
What I said on the air was that the maturity level of everyone drops by about 10 years, and I still stand by that. I stand by it, absolutely.
But that has to include your own, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So what? So you went in there and started acting like you were only 43.
Nice. So, yeah. Wow. Ow, that hurt. Anyway, so but anyway, I spent a couple of nights in Steam Chat, and I moderated a little bit and, kicked some people out and stuff like that, and it was kind of exciting.
did you rage kick?
I did. Rage kick.
So you kicked people out?
Yeah.
Why?
If they were being jerks.
Oh, they were being jerks?
Yeah.
Oh.
It
I thought you
being
just were
jerks.
just kicking people for fun.
No, I wasn't doing the Spencer thing.
It wasn't like your Friday night on the server.
Yeah.
Well, it's also Spencer just randomly kicks people just for the fun of it.
No, I very rarely do that. I actually got blamed for that, but the story is someone told everybody that I was kicking Nico for no reason, but she actually said, Mr. Turnip, kick me. So I did. And
Nice.
she came back and then said, kick me again. And I did. So I don't really see that I did anything wrong.
Man, I totally would have kicked her at a MegaCon if she asked me to.
You mean,
I
like,
have
physically?
started kicking people who rickroll.
You kick women?
Like, that's an auto kick.
Yeah, yeah. Are we the only ones allowed to rickroll people in our Steam Chat?
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do.
I like Bjork rolling.
That's not a bad idea. Anyway, so that was kind of how I spent a couple weeks ago. And this week I started getting ready for spring because it got really warm, And I in our new house, I have 4 long gardening beds. And I was all excited. I'm like, I'm going to plant corn and vegetables and all kinds of great stuff. So it was really warm this week, so I went and bought a bunch of, great plants. And today it's 45 degrees. And so I'm like looking at all these plants that I put in the ground. I'm like, you guys are going to die. I know it. It's so we spent $60 on plants, and half of them are going to die. It's going to
Well,
be
you
bad.
should know it's so weird around here,
I know we had a late freeze last year that killed everything I put in the ground.
It's called the dogwood winter.
The dogwood winter.
Yeah.
Really?
When the dogwood trees bloom, you get one more cold snap. That's called a dogwood winter.
Oh wow! Because the dogwoods are going crazy around here right now.
Welcome to the gardening podcast with your hosts, a bunch of idiots.
Today in the gardening sack, we have...
Here's what I dug up.
Gardening sack.
Anyway, I did play some this week. I've found myself, Spencer, playing a lot of Heavy.
The guy that's made out of bacon, right?
Yes,
okay.
bacon. I've been playing heavy a lot. I find myself in these situations and just nothing else will do. And a lot of it has to do with if I feel like I'm not succeeding at anything and there are lots of people killing me over and over again, I feel like the easiest way to get them back is to at least shoot them to death while they're trying to kill me. You know?
Yeah.
So like if there's big crowds of stuff, I'll go heavy. And plus we were playing a lot of maps where like we played some gravel pit. You know, and heavy seems, really useful in gravel pit. And we were playing.
Heavy's always useful. Don't lie to yourself.
I will still argue that heavies are not very useful in the Welsh maps.
Yeah.
But then, like playing Japan.
Oh yeah,
heavies are really useful in Japan.
Yeah, true.
Because they're big in Japan.
Sumo wrestling,
and they like bacon over there in Japan.
I don't think that they do. Anyway, I also had a lot of fun. I haven't played any engineer in a while because we've had so many good engineers join our servers lately. Mm-hmm. And so I actually went engineer and kind of teamed up with Ivy. Oh, and that was a lot of fun because she's an excellent engineer.
Yeah.
And we would go and bang on our things together.
Yeah.
And we were getting.
What was that?
Digga 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 digga.
Was that digga 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 digga?
Yes, that was.
How do you
digga 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 digga
digga digga digga digga digga digga digga digga
digga digga digga. Wow, we're really out to ruin it this week. Anyway, you remember all those people who were happy to have us back?
You know what? I'm trying to start another thing that will end up in a TF2 motivation or a control point motivational poster.
Really?
So if we all do that a lot, then it'll end up on a post. Dig 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 dig.
And I'll have 2 wrenches banging on a sentry. Anyway, yeah, I see it happening tonight. Yeah. Anyway, so and it was kind of cool because Japan has some neat places to put sentries and working with teleporters and all that kind of stuff. And it was actually fun teaming up with an engineer.
I really don't like. I don't like Japan that much. I don't have fun on it.
It has a finite lifespan, and if you're playing it a lot, it gets old really quick. But I do think it's got a decent layout. The way that there are lots of doors and ways to get around, like you can sort of sneak around every single fight and come up on it from behind, and I think that makes the map a little more interesting for multiple classes. Like you don't see a lot of people focusing on playing the same classes over and over again. Even though I don't know, I don't think
it's a small map, which I like. I've gotten to the point where I like small maps quite a bit.
As a heavy, I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean not just as a heavy as there's a lot less lag time. I guess that makes engineers less useful in a sense,
but not too small. Not like Volcano.
No, not like Volcano. not like Duel 2.
I forgot about Volcano.
I played that this weekend too.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. I played all the obnoxious maps apparently, but I like them all.
And then the last thing that I have on here, and I wrote this in my Team Fortress status, and it says, I suck.
We know.
And the reason I have to say that for a long time, I felt like I was in the top echelon of players in this game. And I feel like most of the community has passed me. I feel like most of the people in our community are better players of TF2 than I am.
Well, maybe if you played it instead of WoW.
I have been.
I'm just saying. If you played more TF2, you would be better at it.
I played more WoW when we first started this podcast than I do now. So I don't want to have it in your lip, Mr. Pirates of the Burning Seas.
You also played more TF2 when we started the podcast than you do now.
Well, that's true. But I don't see the burning.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Wes, I love you. I forgot.
And the other thing is, I'm totally fessing up to the fact that I suck, and you guys have to just go, yeah, you do. As opposed to being like, well, that's a really good revelation. Yeah, we do have a lot of good players. Instead, it's like, thanks for the salt, jerks.
We're proud of you and your honesty. Wes.
We did. I didn't realize we were doing like a 10-step program type thing here. I'm sorry. But now that I know that, I'm thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing.
That's the last time I show a bit of weakness to you freaks. Anyway.
I remember when I sucked.
Really? Anyway, go. Spencer, you're weak. Now, hit it.
Okay, well, I really wish that my week that I did last week hadn't been lost. Actually, it
so
wasn't.
do we.
I still have mine. I was actually thinking about re-editing my file from last week's podcast and releasing it, the Spencer solo act, see how that turns out.
That's actually a good idea. I think you should put that in the community.
Because I talked about a lot of stuff last week, because we were talking about 2 weeks last week. We've lost a lot of time there. But
and if you do that,
week,
we'll talk about it in listener contributions next week. If you submit it to us,
maybe we'll put it at the end of the podcast.
Yeah. We'll put it at the very, very end.
Put the Benny Hill music behind it.
This is the last time I share to you guys. No, my big TF2 moment this week was actually.
Oh, sorry.
My big TF2 moment came on there was some crazy stuff going around on I think it was server number 4. I don't remember, but
was it?
I was in the Steam chat. It was. You have no idea. I was in the Steam chat, and someone. I think it was. If I remember correctly, I think it was Jolly Eskimo. He said, "Man, everyone's on server 4, and they're all doing barnyard animal sounds." I'm like, really? But I was doing something else at the time, so I didn't join for like another half an hour. And I joined half an hour, and the first thing I hear is All Talk is on, and I hear bah, meow, meow, bah, woo, 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 bah, moo. It's apparently been going on for 45 minutes, and it didn't stop for quite a while. It was just insane, and I was sort of joking that I was going to take sound files from it and turn it into a techno remix. And then, to my surprise, people started sending in sound files.
Yes, some of those guys. Yeah, I saw some of those.
I saw a Twitter by Ivy, I think, that was just animal noises, and I didn't know what to think about that.
Yeah, she was there.
That sounds like fun time.
That was really, I mean, I played a lot more TF2 last week, but you don't get to hear about that now. I will say that I have, for some reason, started on a Steam buying frenzy. I don't know what started it, but I've just started buying games on Steam left and right.
It's easy.
I know, and I get paid through PayPal, so it's very dangerous.
Yes.
So I've bought I bought the id Complete collection.
Oh, what?
That's
really?
why I was playing Wolfenstein, and I bought the Grand Theft Auto pack.
Nice.
And I bought BioShock. And
are you bored lately?
You're pretty desperate, huh?
I never get to leave my house, so I'm seriously bored. Yes.
Go down to the beach, meet some new jellyfish.
I just did that today, and I dug a big hole, and I threw my dog in it. It was fun. And actually, right now, my in-laws are in town. They're visiting, so...
hey, in-laws.
Hi. Hey.
And
Spencer,
really
put your pants on while your in-laws are here.
That's my week. I spent a lot of the week cleaning up my house, getting ready for company. Because this is the first company we've had since we moved. And you know how that goes, like all the stuff that you put off doing because, well, you were done moving and you had a livable space. And then all of a sudden you have someone coming to visit. You're like, oh, crap, I got to do the rest of that crap. That was pretty much my week this week. But now my podcasting room looks awesome. I have to say, it's all clean.
Nice.
Yeah.
Take
an
picture.
echoey. I need to put some stuff up on the walls.
Yeah,
here
foam it up.
Yeah.
Well, that was
my week.
That was a good bunch of weeks there.
That was. Yes. It was a week of weeks.
Mm-hmm. It's very non-week.
On the loudspeaker.
Loudspeaker. Da, da, da.
Dun dun drink. Anyway, okay, first thing on the loudspeaker, we have a nerf. There was a nerf. Nerf.
Nerf to medics.
Yeah, for the record, we meant to talk about this last week, but we completely forgot to put it on our wiki. And if it's not on the or Google Doc, rather, if it's not on the Google Doc, then we don't know it's there.
Yes, we don't remember anything unless we write it down on little pink cards.
Light red.
Pink.
But yeah.
Pink. Anyway, there was a nerf. As we have discussed before, it is possible to Uber more than one person. Well, it was, and now it is no longer.
For some reason, you can still on 3.
That's because I don't know. That's not quite how it works. It's not eliminated entirely.
We didn't update our server or something.
You didn't read the patch notes, did you?
I've read them. I don't understand I don't understand how. I thought that basically they made it so that when you Uber someone, that Uber is tied to that person.
No, that is not what they did. You weren't paying attention.
Fix it.
What they did was when you Uber one person, you have the 10-second timer as normal. If you Uber more than one person, then the timer expends much faster.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
Now, that means you can still multi-Uber. It just lasts much shorter period of time. I think they counted... I'm not sure what the time was. I was under the impression that it was 7.5 seconds instead of 10 seconds. But I've been told that that's incorrect. It's much faster than that.
And we're actually getting some information in the chat room that says that's the shortest time is 5 seconds. So you can actually hit a third person and still get 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So well, that's the thing. Is it doesn't matter how many people you hit. It's still going to go decrease at the same multi-person rate.
Oh. Well, that's... I'm just... I don't know what to say.
I don't think it's as big a deal as some people have made it out to be. Because, sure, it means that it's no longer as useful as it was. But there are still going to be times when a short multi-Uber is going to be a big help. For a push. Is it going to be as strong as it was before? No, but I'm not entirely certain that's a bad thing.
No, I'm with you. I just don't like nerfs.
Well,
hey, that should be a good thing. It means they need more medics.
Need a medic here. Need a medic here.
Yeah.
Do you guys see my point that it's not absolutely useless?
No, I agree with you. It's not absolutely useless.
Yeah. It's just reduced time.
Yeah.
So.
No.
It's good to know that exists.
Okay, so but what happens if you're Ubering one person and you're down past 5 seconds and then you'd switch and Uber someone else?
I would guess it would be considered to have 2.5 seconds left.
No.
It would have it.
Or would it just stop?
Actually, yeah. As soon as you Uber, if the Uber is active on more than one person, that's what causes the decreased or the increased Uber expenditure. So if you're just Ubering one person, then it's going to go at the normal rate. If you Uber another person, that's when you hit the
double consumption rate.
Am I making any sense?
Okay,
yes,
so
absolutely.
It's not technically a strict 5 second thing. People are saying 5 seconds because it
consumes the 10 seconds at double speed.
So it's
if you automatically hit more than one person, which I know we have people that do that, then yeah, it's going to be 5 seconds. But if you Uber one person for a while, it's going to go at the regular rate. If you Uber a second person, it's going to go at the faster rate.
Probably more like 4.5 seconds. I mean, because it's going to take you a second to switch.
You're talking and your mouth is moving, and I'm just looking at the wall.
I hate you. No more candy.
Well, I don't think anyone's actually taken a stopwatch and timed it.
I think they have.
I'm willing to bet that Sigma Sign has done just that. You've seen this person. You know what he does.
Well, I don't know. Does anyone think that it's just borderline an absolute bad thing and they should not have done it? I'm curious.
I don't. I don't know. I don't really even see the
double seems
point
rough.
of it. I mean, was tournament play? Was it where you had to be able to do double and triple Ubers, or you might as well not be in a tournament? kind of thing.
I don't know. We don't do tournaments.
Well, I know, but it's just like, it seems like one of those changes to me that it really, I can take it, leave it. It really doesn't.
I like it because it's always seemed like an exploit to me. One pair of Ubered people, I think, is enough. Enough of an advantage for 10 seconds. I mean, that's a long time. That's a lot of destruction. And then if you exploit it, now half your team is Ubered. It just doesn't seem right. And
I see a lot of people making a big deal about how the medic is the one that seems to get nerfed a lot. And really, I think that's just because the medic is the new concept. The medic is the one that they have to balance because there's never been a class like it before. So I don't know. I think it's much ado about very little.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think for the most part we're in agreement. So we move on to the next.
So all you medic players, just suck it.
Pretty much.
No, really, suck it. Anyway, so the next thing is on Wednesday night this week, we are having a face-off with the Gamers with Jobs.
Yeah.
We're kind of excited about that. Although, like I said...
epic confrontation.
It is. It's epic.
I think y'all need to see if y'all can push it off till 9 o'clock. Because then I can probably for sure be there.
I will see what I can do.
Oh my God, that's 10 o'clock my time.
Wait.
Let's see, what?
You want to do it 10 o'clock our time? That's fine with me. I'll do it 11 our time. How about 12 our time?
Is that the...
You guys are not you're not respectful of the fact that I have a job that I have to do.
Well, we all got jobs we got to do.
We've never been respectful of you anyway.
Some of us are just a little more dedicated and will stay up for important stuff.
Because this is epic. It's an epic
how many hours of
confrontation.
TF2 have you played this week? Just
42.
curious.
Something bigger than last week. Anyway, we actually got mentioned on their podcast last week. I don't know if anybody
It was cool. It was very cool. I listened just to the end.
Yep. I listen to their podcast is my favorite podcast. It's
the whole reason we're doing this is because Wes got involved with them. So.
Yes, I'm the.
Are you there? Are you there, me to win?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think Wes is a spy.
I did actually ask them where all their medics were. But anyway,
so you got the intel on that?
Yes. Anyway, they're mentioned in their podcast. Was kind of interesting. They actually complimented us on our April 1st episode and said it was very, very funny, and that made me happy. I always like little pimpage. But we're excited. We're going to see. I don't think we have any stakes on the line. Do we? We might actually need to think, because when they took on Team Fremont Live, it was the battle for the background music, and
I think we should say whoever loses has to have the other team on their podcast.
I don't know. That's asking a lot. That's a lot of work. With Team Fremont Live, Team Fremont lost the last confrontation because nobody showed. Like they couldn't field a team.
Oh,
so now they have to play Journey on their podcast. Isn't that horrible?
Journey.
Yes.
Yeah, but we have no reservations to playing pretty much anything.
I know. They can't get us that way. It's terrible.
You want us to play what? Okay.
Final countdown? All right. Woo, we'll even sing it ourselves.
And we'll make lyrics about it and videos.
Isn't terrible music basically the entire basis of our podcast?
It is. It is.
Well, for one thing, Journey doesn't make terrible music, but... That's just an observation.
Perry.
So were you upset when Steve Perry went off on his own?
I totally was. I was torn. When the lights go down in the city,
make your move across the Rubicon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
back to the podcast.
Yeah, let's move on.
Maybe we won't have any Journey on our podcast.
Okay, moving on. I actually decided to check out Control Point's popularity around the globe. So I went to iTunes and I looked up. I actually logged on to the other iTunes versions because, you can, at the bottom of the thing, you can go, oh, I want to be on the Australian iTunes, or I want to be on, French iTunes.
Or I want to be a...
Airborne Ranger? I don't know. Anyway, so...
by the way, Wes has done a lot of homework here. He's He's brandishing a full handwritten chart here.
I have a piece of paper with stuff written on it.
Was
I'm
this in
hardcore.
one of your lonely nights while you were sitting in the chat room?
Actually, this is the reason why I was late today, because I was I was working on it. Anyway, so what my goal in this was to find out a couple of things. Number one, I wanted to find out where we had gotten iTunes reviews, like, where people had actually said, hey, I really like these guys, because I like reading the iTunes reviews. It makes me feel like I get some user feedback and helps me improve the show. Additionally, I wanted to check, they got that little popularity bar on there. Yeah. And I wanted to see, how popular we were. And I figured that the main result that we wanted was Team Fortress. Right. So I just took Team Fortress and I put it into the search bar and I checked every single iTunes store in the world.
Nice.
Except for the Japanese one, because they have characters that I can't read.
They like
it's
bacon
in kanji.
So and the way that iTunes works is there's a popularity bar and it has, I think, 20 little slashes on it, 20 or 25 little slashes that give you a basic understanding of how popular you are on the given result. Mm-hmm. And actually, here's a piece of interesting information. In the United States, when you type in Team Fortress, we only get 2 little slashes. And
what?
Yes. On the popularity meter of results from Team Fortress 2, we only get 2 slashes.
Well, you know why that is, though, don't you?
I do know why it is. Do you know why it is?
I do. If you might not know this, but Steve Jobs actually listens to every podcast himself, and he manually puts in those slashes.
That's what I heard too. Yeah.
No, that's not it. Well, let me give you an example. If you go to Greece and type in Team Fortress 2, we have no reviews, but we have a full bar of slashes.
Yeah, baby.
We are as popular as any other result that you get.
I don't understand. That's Greek to me.
But the U.S. is tied for last in popularity, comparative popularity, with Denmark and Luxembourg. Okay?
We're not really big.
Now, we cheat because every other iTunes in the world, our main competition is the song Team Fortress off of the Orange Box soundtrack. That is our main competition. Except for in the United States, where it is the movie The Rock.
Why?
For some reason.
What is that even? Why?
The Rock. Not beating The Rock, though. I mean, come on.
For some reason, The Rock, the movie, comes up as a result from Team Fortress.
It was a good movie.
And it's very popular.
Is that the one where Sean Connery says, winners go home and bang the prom queen?
Yeah, it is.
You know why it is, I bet. I bet the guy who wrote The Rock and everything, I bet it was all based off the first Team Fortress map, The Rock. And so when they put in the movie in the iTunes,
he just talks and talks, and I keep staring at the wall, and he doesn't stop talking.
Burn.
Dang. That was a burn.
Anywho, so that is the reason why we suck in the United States.
Because of The Rock.
Now, we do have...
I don't understand why The Rock gets that result, though.
I assume that in the description, it has the words team and the word fortress. Mm-hmm. The team has to invade the fortress to rescue the green glowy things.
So we need to go to The Rock and put in bad reviews? This is not nearly as good as the Control Point podcast.
That might not be a bad
that's
idea.
The only clear
Let's
solution
sick people
here.
on The Rock. Anyway,
maybe we should start a rock podcast.
We,
yes.
I think I'm getting uncomfortable with where this is going.
there are only 5 of the probably 25 iTunes stores. There are only 5 other that have reviews for Control Point. The major one is the UK, and we actually got a push from some of our users who got us lots of reviews, and they're excellent reviews on the UK. And in the UK, we have 10 little slashes on the popularity bar.
Okay, that's nice.
Which is pretty high. Now, a lot of the countries have the full bar, but the reason is
they don't like The Rock.
Well, The Rock is not involved. Additionally, not as many people in those countries are downloading the Valve song, whereas in the UK, the Valve song is very popular on iTunes at 99 cents a piece. or however many euros that is.
That's totally unfair. We're free.
I know,
man,
and we're not as popular as a song that costs as a 1 minute 12-second song that costs money.
Wow.
I mean, you get free music with our podcast, you know?
It's true. It's true. I think you even get a little piece of that song.
I think so.
Yeah, that's probably illegal, though, so we probably shouldn't talk about that.
No, Creative Commons. Creative Commons.
Yeah.
Anywho, there's a couple of places, actually, where we have a full bar and we totally crush the TF2 song.
Oh?
In New Zealand, we have a full bar, and Team Fortress by Valve only has 2 slashes. We are way more popular than the song in New Zealand. The biggest surprise is that we are moderately more popular in the Austrian server, and the Austrian iTunes thing. It has 8 slashes there, and we actually have an Austrian review.
Just one?
Just one.
Is it a good one?
Well, that is.
It is. It's an excellent review.
German?
And it's even in English.
Oh.
It just with an accent, right?
And that brings up another point. I know at one point we talked about, well, what if we asked people to go to the different stores and leave reviews for us? But he said, no, that's not.
That doesn't
really
seem right.
ethical.
No, I think that people should only review.
I kind of agree with you. You know, people shouldn't do that unless they get bored and want to.
We have one review in Österreich. We have one review in Nederland. We have one review in Australia. We have 5 reviews in Canada and 10 reviews in the UK.
Hey, were you a mathematics
Wes,
major?
I appreciate that you did all of this.
Yeah.
But, it's starting to feel a little masturbatory to me.
I was thinking snooze fest, personally.
I mean, I appreciate that you did all the work, and I think it's interesting for us. But
I think for comparative analysis, I need to know how many other things in your life make you feel masturbatory.
Well, pretty much all of them.
So
I've
anyway,
got this nice
Eric,
hat that has Half-Life 2 on it. So
hey, I'm all right. We can move on.
I can single-handedly bring this podcast back up. Ready for this one?
Sure.
Here's a quote from the live chat that we have right here from Ukami Vasi. In Soviet Russia, bacon is made of heavy. And on that note, Silver Chaos has made a picture of heavy bacon, and it's funny. Anyway.
Already?
Yes, already.
Yes.
That's some work right there. That's like live action.
Yeah.
Snap on.
And no, it was done before we were done talking about it. It was
Yeah.
pretty funny.
yeah. The last thing that here
yeah.
is on the loudspeaker is the next masterclass that is going to be done is the Soldier, which is going to be on April the 17th. That's this Thursday, the day after the epic confrontation with Gamers with Jobs.
Yes.
Sweet.
So
I hopefully will be there for that.
maybe they'll show up when they see how our soldiers stomp.
What? Oh,
Well, that
you
didn't
think
make
Gamers
any
with
sense.
Jobs will show up to the class after our
Maybe.
soldier stomp?
They might.
We better get some good soldiers to play besides me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're all going to lose so badly that they're going to feel so bad that they're never ever going to want to talk about it ever again. Did we ever come up with what the stakes are? I mean,
No, we'll have to work on that later.
Steak.
I
How about
think
a
we
new
need to
mic?
work that out now. I want steaks. I love
No,
that's
steak.
what I want.
love steak.
I want
Steak
them to
wrapped in
send us
bacon.
steaks. They need to send us
Little,
steaks.
You know, I think the demo is made of steaks. And you
Yeah.
wrap that with some bacon.
Yeah.
What do you think? A little demo wrapped in heavy.
Man, this is
This
going
is the
down.
worst show we've ever done.
That's not true. We have had some very bad shows.
Yeah, that's true.
Reconnaissance. Let's move on to reconnaissance. Our map discussion.
By the
which
way,
is
have to say
labor,
one-
which we did last week.
Yes.
So
But
it should
it
be
got
like
lost.
an extra good segment. And I bet we won't rush it because we feel like we've done it already.
Okay, first thing we're going to do here, we're going to talk about the naming of these areas. When we discussed it last time, we had a little bit of confusion.
Should we do an overview of the map first?
Well, it's going to be involved in the naming.
Yes.
Okay.
I like this. I like where you're going with this.
Okay, and the reason is last time when we were doing this, we would be like, "You mean what? Huh? Whoa? Who?"
Yeah.
So basically, we're going to say that you start in your base, okay, and the first cap point is the base. Mm-hmm. From the first cap point, there are 2 exits. The one to the right goes through the hallway.
Nice and easy. I like that.
Yes, because it is a hallway.
Or the elbow.
No, there's nothing
Okay,
elbow about it. I think Brent's suggestion that we call it the Z would be better.
The Z.
Because it is vaguely Z-shaped. Z.
I think hallway works. I like
hallway.
Yeah.
Nice and
Hallway,
simple.
simple. If you go to the left and go up the stairs, you enter an area that we are calling the warehouse because it appears to be a milk pasteurizing facility.
A milkery.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think Eric and I are still debating it. We like milkery.
Yeah, I really do like milkery.
The milkery.
Because it rhymes with
Milkery.
I killed you with my kukri in the milkery.
While listening to milkery.
Oh, he's after me, Lucky Charms.
What was that, Spencer?
Oh, never mind. I was doing the leprechaun that sells Lucky Charms for no reason.
nice.
Oh, he's after me, Lucky Charms.
So I'll hide it in the milkery.
Okay, so I'm not so sure about that just because when I think warehouse, I think big. And it's not really that big.
Well,
Well,
got
we
those
were
big-
going with garage because it's got the garage door.
Right, but then you know it's got that sharp turn, so you couldn't actually pull a vehicle into the garage, even though the truck is right in front of the doors. But anyway, so we've decided to call that area the warehouse for now. Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
And then in front of the warehouse and at the exit from the hallway is an area we are calling the courtyard. And that is where
where point 2 is, correct?
Yes, right. That is where point 2 is.
And that's also the area with the truck and the
Silo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
There are 2 exits from the courtyard. On the right, I'm calling it the barn.
Very descriptive. I think people know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
There are fake cows in there, so I buy that. Maybe
There are
that
fake
should
cows.
be the milkery.
And some hay. There's some hay.
Hey!
Thanks, Brent. Heyo.
The exit to the left is the house.
Cool.
I don't see any way to get around that. It's
like
a house.
the hizzy.
It is.
Well, if you go through the barn, you can get around it that way.
Yes.
Can we call it the hisness?
The hizzy.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
hizzy
think we
house.
should call it the Century Camping Zone.
Or perhaps we
the
should,
land of centuries.
Bathhouse.
perhaps
It's
we
got a
should
little
call
sink
it
in there,
the
doesn't it?
crib.
The Pyro's house, maybe. We should call it the Pyro's house.
The pyro's house.
Whose house?
There's a
Pyro's house.
All right, now that we've got all the area naming out of the way,
There's a
labor
house.
is for those of you who aren't stupid like the rest of the podcast guys. Those of you who have not played on labor, labor is a Welsh type map. Its big distinction is that it is much
just take
smaller
over?
Yes, he did.
than some of the other Welsh maps.
It is Z-shaped, too. It's not straight line. It's vaguely Z-shaped. Or S.
It's a pretty straight line.
What?
It's not
the
straight.
hallway? Or
It's
the
not
whole map?
straight. Map.
Oh.
I think it's
kind
pretty
of crooked.
straight.
You got to kind of zig and zag
We've
around.
got 2 doors in and 2 doors and 2 doors.
Okay.
It's fairly straight.
I'll
It's
submit.
straight.
You could do a Z by going in each opposite door.
Yeah.
There is one
You
more
know what? You
area.
didn't.
I would
The
like-
quad. You didn't mention that. The point number 3 is here listed as the quad. It's where 2 barns and 2 houses enter into a big area with tractor trailers.
Parked, yeah.
Yeah, parked
Well,
there.
there's one more area after that actually that I would like to have a name for. It's
What's
the little walkway. It's outside in the courtyard where there's a one-way door. Mm-hmm. That little platform.
The balcony.
The deck.
balcony. The deck.
The deck.
The deck.
Deck.
The
And
deck.
I'd like to go back and instead of calling it the hallway, just calling it the hall.
I'm back to I'm having a problem with bass.
Cap 1, right? I mean,
Anyway, okay, regardless, we've got vague names and we can bicker about them all we want.
Yeah.
You know what? In the end, I'm going to call them points 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I mean, that's
Yes.
there's a point
Yeah.
somewhere in this podcast.
There's a
no. This is the worst
point.
podcast we've ever done. It really is.
Ever.
We need to stop singing. We're really
Yeah,
not
stop
very good
singing.
singers.
Seriously. Yeah. So anyway, what are we going to talk about with labor here?
I don't know. I always drive it, and you seem to be taking the reins. Would
Let's
you like
do,
to continue reigning?
Classes. Run down some classes. Century
Okay.
placements and all that good stuff.
Well, since this is a small map, as we discussed earlier, it makes it a good map for heavies because it's such a short distance from point 1 from your base to point 3, the quad. That even if scouts do get there first, it doesn't really matter because everyone's going to be right behind them very, very quickly. So heavies can actually make a difference on the initial rush.
Yes.
Yes.
And Scout Rush is, but Scout Rush is a valid strategy on this. The quad area is big enough, like in Well, or to where the spiraling of the scouts can determine a lot.
The vortex?
Yes, the scout vortex.
Or the maelstrom, if you will.
The maelstrom of scattershot.
Yeah.
That's why you need, I really do think that for that quad area, you do need a pyro. Because pyros can make a big, big difference there.
Yeah, on this map, in general, I think pyros are really useful.
Yeah, there's lots of little nooks and crannies for them to get into and shoot flame out of.
Yes.
And we learned last week, even though we didn't record it, that nooks and crannies, there is a difference.
Would you like to tell us the difference between a nook and a cranny, Eric?
Yeah, actually, the nook would be an indoor hidden area, or a little. Well, it's a nook.
So, and what's a cranny?
Well, an outside nook is called a cranny.
So, like, say if I was bending over outside, would you call my butt a nook or a cranny?
It would be a
I would
cranny.
call it disgusting.
Now, what if you were up
no
in
matter
there?
what, it's disgusting.
Would it be a nook and a cranny?
I don't know what you call that, really. I don't know if there's a word for that, actually.
If he has pants on, is it a nook?
Well, I must not be playing Team Fortress 2 if I have pants on.
Whatever it is.
Moving
very,
on.
very low
Moving
ping.
on. Moving on.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
Tell me about your demo man there, Wes.
Okay. Demo man strategy. First off, I find this a very difficult map to play a demo man. The areas that are outdoor tend to be very large. The areas the zones that are inside tend to be very tight and cramped. There's not a whole lot of that middle-sized, hey, I can use my demo tricks to do great things. Additionally, there's not, other than actual cap points, I find it very difficult to find places to sticky that are actually useful. The entrances and exits of the various areas have equal viability. So it's not as if a majority of people go through the house or go through the barn. It's really 50-50. So you might not even catch the people that you want to catch.
Can I tell you what I have noticed demo men are good for? I know you said that it's not really that great for catching people, but if people see a whole lot of stickies like on the barn, they're not going to go that way. So it's a good way of funneling people through the house.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Can do that.
You're right.
Keep your stickies on one of them and then throw your bombs out the other one.
Yeah, that's a good point. There is one really good area, and we already talked about it a little bit. It is the deck. And up in the top floor of the warehouse is a door, and it goes out to the deck. The door is a one-way door. Once you go out it, you cannot come back in. You have to jump off and come back in the warehouse on the bottom. It is up higher, which we have described in previous podcasts, is a great place to be because people tend to not look up. Additionally, there is a little corner where you can kind of snug behind it and no one will see you. Now, you're an easy target for anybody with any kind of rain, like any splash damage. If they know you're up there, they'll kill you rather easily. But you can kind of hide back there till people start showing up, and then jump around and cause some problems.
Can I comment real quick about that one-way door?
Sure.
That door is similar to the one or two of the doors in Dust Bowl, but unlike Dust Bowl, this one there's no strategy behind the use of this door. There's a lot of strategy with the Dust Bowl doors.
Yes,
opening it up.
I think it's a little bit too cramped. Here.
This was just kind of a gotcha.
Use.
It's like, hey, now you're trapped. And it's like, oh man, that sucks. In Dust Bowl, it's useful.
I think one of the reasons they did that is to control the fact that there's so much ammo and health up in that little area.
That could be.
An Engie could just run in and out and have a gun up so fast.
Oh, that's an excellent point.
Dispenser.
Really
Okay.
good point.
Yeah.
That's the main reason that I think that door is one way is for engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because it's very hard.
Are you saying that the engineer needs a dispenser here?
Need a dispenser here. Need a dispenser here.
I actually have avoided that meme for the most part, but for some reason lately, I've been doing need a dispenser here with all my characters.
I love it. It's X5, right? X5.
Yep.
I don't actually. I just say it in the chat. I don't even.
I might even do it on one of my G11 keys.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Oh God.
That's for the hardcore.
Yeah. I'm macroing it. Anyway, back
to the demo.
Back to the demo. Demos are very useful here in blowing up things on the points, but there's not a whole lot of long distance areas to surveil the points from.
Surveil.
Survey the points from. So it's not like you can if you're in sight so that you can see who's on the point, and when they're on it, you're also in the area to get shot and killed.
And I think one thing that we didn't mention this time that we mentioned last time, this is kind of something to keep in mind about all these classes, is this map is an offense map. You sit back on D on this one and you're going to lose.
Yep.
So it's hard.
We actually did mention it just a little bit, but it's really hard to effectively defend any point, with the possible exception of your first point. That one you can mount up a credible defense of.
Yes.
And the reason why I mention this is a lot of these things you might hear us saying, well, demo's not working good here. Well, it's because you're not using a demo as much as defense and putting stickies on this, because you want to be moving forward. You don't want to be sitting back and guarding it more.
Exactly. Let's move on to another class.
Okay.
Spy. Do spy stuff.
Spy. A spy is nice. Okay, it's good and bad. It's nice because there's lots of nooks as well as crannies to disguise yourself. Lots of great places to hide. You can be very, very sneaky and do lots of nice stabbies. But on the other hand, you have to watch out because going into the hallway from the courtyard and going through the barn and going through the house, you have to be extra careful because it's so small. You're going to bump into people and blow your cover. So playing the spy is very tricky. You have to just kind of hang out in open areas and try your best to run strategically through those tight areas.
Do you think this is a map
where I have noticed that spies are particularly effective is in the quad on point 3. That's really where I get stabbed by spies more than anywhere else. Now, he's saying that when you're like running through the barn or running through the house, you have to worry about bumping into people. That's not usually the problem that I notice. The problem I notice is that there's just so much firepower pouring into those areas that it's very difficult for a spy to get through anyway.
That's a good point, and I see that happening a lot in the quad area. Although that's the most useful area for a spy because it's open area. But like you said, there's a lot of fire in the air.
Well, there's also those side pathways that are basically like costume changing. They might as well be changing rooms. Those two lanes on the side, because a spy goes running around the outside of those boxcars, and it's the perfect amount of time to come out of cloak, change into a disguise, and then come out as if you've just come out of the barn. You know?
Yeah, it seems like one of the best routes for them to do is the upstairs. Go through the one-way door, jump into the house, and then jump out the window. Get behind the carts and change back there, and then come in behind them and do some damage.
Yep. Yeah. But I'm going to start calling those outside areas the changing room.
Okay.
So we're going to name that.
Awesome.
That's where I noticed scouts seem to juke around a lot to get out of my field of fire and make me really upset.
Just start aiming for the health packs on the side.
Let's see. Snipers. I tend to think that snipers are not particularly effective on this map, just because it is such a closed up kind of map.
Yeah,
they're very useful in the quad.
Yeah, there's sniper decks, there's sniper windows, lots of places for sniper, but the map itself does not really cater towards that class.
Yeah.
Well, I think in the biggest problem about the windows is there's like one window.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like in most maps
There's
you have
always a
multiple
soldier
areas
up there.
for people to go back and forth and snipe, so you don't know where to shoot. This one, you come out and you're pointing at the sniper as soon as you walk out the door.
There's
and you can
never
lay
a sniper
rockets in
there. There's always a soldier up there spamming rocket fire, doing absolutely no good to anyone.
That's true.
But the main thing about the sniper in this level is that you're able to very successfully fight for the middle point, but then there's not much you can do for the other points. And so your usefulness is limited to one cap point, and that tends to limit your usefulness period.
I've seen some very good snipers be very effective in the base, but that you have to be a really good sniper to do well there, because it's a very fast paced room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see that.
You want to go heavy?
Well, heavy is pretty self-explanatory. There's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of choke points that you can pour fire into and do a lot of damage very quickly. From the quad, you basically need a heavy to cover either. Or not need, but it helps to have a heavy covering the exits from the house and the barn, because if they put a rush through either one of those, they're completely locked down by a single heavy. In addition, I did mention earlier that the map is small enough that a heavy can get around without too much trouble. I would say I tend to avoid the upstairs area, like the warehouse or whatever we're calling it, and the upstairs of the house, just because there's not a whole lot for you to do up there. Stay on the ground, stay moving, push forward, and shoot the people that you see.
Good job. I think that's excellent advice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do engineer? Anybody?
Ooh, yeah, NG. Let's see. I guess teleports, very difficult to get teleports going in this map. Because there's lots of fire everywhere. People are everywhere. There's just not very many hiding places.
Can I tell you one that I see Ivy use a lot that works really well?
Oh, yeah? Which one? Where?
The cranny right next to point 2.
Yes.
Right across there. It's kind of secluded and not a lot of fire going in there, so it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that is a good spot also for a sentry, because on let's see, the opposing team coming in, their backs are to that cranny, so they don't see it walking in. So that is a good spot. I found that sentry placements too, they don't really last very long, and it's a kind of a game of put it up, kill a few people, got to move it, got to constantly move your sentry on this map. Also, I discovered that on the deck used to be a great place for a sentry, and now that a lot of people play labor, and it's a very old map, by the way, so people get better and better at this map, but it's no longer really a good place for a sentry. It's the only place in the game, as far as I know, where you can put a sentry and it's not within arm's reach of someone. So a pyro can't just go over there and flame it real quick. It's on a platform, so it's difficult for anyone to go up there. But the problem is that there's a little hatch that's on top of a truck, and you'll see demos and soldiers coming through that hole, and they'll just kill your sentry in 2 hits, and boom.
Yeah. I see people put sentries on the first floor of the house a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
I see inside the barn, which is pretty tricky. You get people going in and out. Yeah, right smack in the middle of it.
Yep.
Well, I've seen that. It just doesn't seem to last very long.
Oh no,
it seems to.
Eric and I debated this a little bit last week. We have yet to find a successful spot that is not inherently flawed by its placement.
And this is something that I brought up last week that I thought was a very good point, and I was upset that we lost. I think that one of the problems is that the sentry does not get any better. Meanwhile, the players who are playing get significantly better at dealing with sentries. So the value of a sentry in terms of extended value is lost significantly as we continue playing the game.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. I think behind the silo seems to be good if you get it back where it doesn't have direct to the window above the truck.
In the courtyard, yeah.
The best placements I have found are where you just mentioned, kind of snugged behind the silo. In the cranny that is opposite cap point 2, or in the tiny cranny that is in between the barn and the house. And you actually, my best results come from building it on the opposing team's side facing point 3.
Yeah, that's an awesome spot.
Because it'll get people coming out of both the barn and the house, and for them to get to it, they've got to run. The knockback will keep them back unless they Uber towards it.
Yeah, and their back is to it too when they come out.
Yes.
So yeah, that's probably, I would say, the best place for a sentry in the whole map.
Other places defending Cat Point 1, there's a couple of places you can put them. Like there's some catwalks that aren't bad, but it's really slow building. And generally trying to defend Cat Point 1 seems a little bit futile anyway. So it tends to feel like a waste of a sentry. A lot of times, by the time you're having to build on Cap 1, they're already pushing in anyway. And if you're not defending Cap 1 and you're building there, you feel like you're wasting your sentry. But on the floor, like if you come out of your spawn, there's a little pile of stuff on the floor, right underneath, like right in front of the stairs that go up to the warehouse, and building on top of there seems to be okay, or in the shadows to the right of the spawn seems to be okay.
Oh yeah.
But both of those are vulnerable to a couple of particular attacks. The one on the stuff is vulnerable to people dropping down on it from above, and the one in the shadows is really vulnerable to soldier rockets.
Speaking of soldiers,
bring it, Brent.
Let's see. I like this map a lot. Really, the courtyard is where I think the soldiers can do a lot of damage, and getting rid of the sentries that are put in all these places that y'all have been talking about. One of the things I like to do is always come in from the sniper window. Like I always take the deck when I'm coming out and go through the house, and then I like sit in that window and just lay suppressive fire down.
So you're that guy.
That was for Spencer. No, but then you get down, and the best thing to do is get up on those rail cars, and there's actually a little health pellet up at the top on the roofs on each side, so you can get up there. And especially when people come out, they don't look up there, and you can get a couple of shots on them before they even know you're there. And then I like to work in, and you can actually, if you get your jumps down good, you can jump in the sniper window on the right side. It's real tight.
Really?
But you can get in there, and then you can just run straight out and save all that inner work.
Because another engineering point is inside the house. Like the moment you walk in the opposing team's house, there's a little nook on the right side, and a lot of people will build sentries there facing into the house, and it can be pretty devastating, and they're moderately defendable with a dispenser next to you.
Right. Yeah. And then going out of there through the milkery or the garage, what are we calling it?
Warehouse.
The warehouse. I usually just go in there, and I go that way because I've got my right hook always, where if I go in the other way, it's much tougher to get shots around the corners. So I usually go in there and then rocket jump up to the upstairs balcony, and then go in over where the elevator is. I don't even know if we talked about the elevator. But at Cat Point 1, if you go around the stairs up to the little catwalk that's right above your spawn room,
I forgot about
there's
that.
a little elevator that goes up to the top of the warehouse. And up there, there's ammo, there's health, nice biggie healths too. Not the biggest ones, the medium healths. Then there's some ammo in front of the window. And people don't see you as much. Used to. Now people are looking up there a lot more, but you can get down on the catwalk up there and do a lot of damage from behind. All the sentry guns if they put them under the catwalk, you're pretty safe, and you can come down behind them and lay down a lot of fires. People are coming out of the room.
Yep.
And besides that, it's just, playing a soldier like a soldier. I try to keep out of the small areas as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But even so, like even if you're in those areas, if you can get some good twitchy fire on. I mean, I don't know. I don't mind being in a tiny cramped space with a soldier, because even if you end up dying, you're going to take them out with you.
Yeah, I don't like dying.
We covered pyro, didn't we, sir? Pretty much.
I think pyro's just a pyro on this map, but you got so many areas. Just use them.
Medic
Use
is
them
pretty
areas.
much medic.
Yeah, medic is any special medic techniques?
If you multi-Uber people on this map, you will lose Uber faster.
Oh, that sucks.
Wow, that must be new to the map.
I know. I just
there's-
noticed that when I was playing after the last patch.
Oh, one thing about defending, when defending your last point, I see a lot of people go NG and just start building sentries, like 5 or 6 of them. Works really well.
The only problem is that all of the NG toys are right there amongst each other, and they're all within range of one single Uber coming in.
Yeah,
that's the
I
only...
see those fall a lot there, actually.
Well, the reason I think it works is because if you have 5 or 6 of them in the room, they're knocking back everybody. If you're Uber, they're knocking you back. They're keeping you up in the air.
And that's one of the things we didn't mention about the medics on this map. It's hard to get those Ubers because it's such a close map. Everything's so fast on this map, and that's one of the things I like about the map. But that tends to limit your Ubers.
Yeah.
So you don't see them as much, and you usually have time to get stuff built up. And if you're not clearing back out to point 2 and getting to point 3, it's hopeless anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree.
Okay, have we successfully covered this map again?
But
You know what?
there's
I think
one
we did a
spot-
much better job this week than we did last week. So
I think so,
I'm
too.
happy.
Well, it's because we got all our tomfoolery out of the way a little while ago with the
Yeah,
singing.
this may have balanced it out, so it's not quite the worst podcast ever.
Now, have y'all used in the barn? There's like a little door up at the top. Have y'all noticed that?
No.
That goes onto the roof outside in the courtyard.
Is it just kind of like a skylight kind of?
No, it's like a door. I think you can get up there you can jump up on there's like a loft area in the barn. And I've seen people blowing up there before, and I don't know if you can jump through the door at that point.
I don't know,
But
probably jetpack up there.
we'll have to try that. There you go. Anyway, so I think we've put this map to bed.
Well, the last thing, the icing on the cake.
Oh, yeah.
Where are good places for sprays? I would say right when you walk out of your spawn, there's a big door or big wall right in front of you. You could put about 6 or 7 sprays on that wall.
True, but I'm going to provide a critique to that thought process. I think that the goal of a spray is to be where both teams can see it.
Right, I agree too. And
I
the
like behind
quad.
point 2.
I really hate this discussion.
Well, why don't you just hang up? Click.
The quad area is great for sprays. Wouldn't you think?
Yes, the
There's
quad area is good. Who brought up last time? Somebody brought up the wall behind Cap Point 2.
And
I just brought it up again.
Oh, you
But,
did?
Yeah.
Well, I don't listen to you.
Oh, I just talk and talk and talk, and you just look at me. Thought you were listening. Should've
The
known
heat
by
is
now.
intense. I believe it is fire related.
So that about wraps up labor.
Hey, are we going to do labor again next week?
Yes, we are.
Labor Part 2.
We're going to try to do it a little faster next week.
Yeah.
By the end of this month,
We'll be
we should pretty
perfectionists.
fast.
Yeah. It'll be like
Actually, next week we're going to be talking about another one of the older maps that has gotten a lot of play on our servers, and that is Turbine.
Which is my favorite
Turbine.
map of all time.
I think
Really?
it has a lot of good strategy to it. So
Old
I'm excited.
like
T-Bizzle.
Turbine.
It has always been my favorite map and continues to be.
I think it's the best CTF style map that there is.
Yeah.
But so look forward to that next week. That means we'll be playing that some on the servers if any of the podcast hosts actually ever play TF2 ever again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on now to listener contributions.
Listener contributions.
Stop saying.
Drink 5 shots.
First off, we had an interesting thing happen this week. Ivy went off and experimented with some other servers and found that some people there made some very, very rude comments. And she came back and was like, I know why I play here now. And the reason is because for the most part, we have a very supportive community around us. We tend to be verbally supportive and not insulting, except, for smack talk. Yeah. But I just wanted to point out that we welcome everybody into our community, and we don't support people making patently disparaging stereotypical statements about other people. And we're happy that we can be there for Ivy and other people like her who have brought a lot to the game and just aren't in the mood for the immature crap.
Yeah. We actually think we think girl gamers are cool and not threatening like other people do.
I wonder why they think that girls are threatening.
I don't know. It's very odd.
Do you think they're compensating for anything?
Oh. I have no idea, but that's why I play heavy. I wanted to say that I think that one of the cool things that we've got going about our community is if people do get mad at each other or annoyed, it's typically resolved very, very well, and I think that's really nice. I will say that in the in the forum post that Ivy made about this, it was all big love fest, and I just had to post in there, screw you guys, I'm going to go play Halo.
Yeah.
It was a big love fest. Everybody's just like,
do you have a problem with Halo?
I don't care for Halo. Didn't we cover this in the Snapple episode?
Who cares?
Hey, Brent, are you a girl? Because you can get off this server if you want.
The next thing that we have here on the list is Nivik has made a Brent song to Never Gonna Give You Up.
Really good song.
It is.
Yeah.
No, it's actually called Never Gonna Brent You Up.
Never Gonna Brent You Up.
See, I'm making another version. It's called I Wanna Brent You Up. I wanna Brent you up.
Nice.
I like that.
I'm too sexy for my Brent.
We were actually playing that on server 5 earlier, and it was fun.
Yeah.
For us.
Yeah.
There's also...
Eric, he did an Eric song to the Army of Darkness theme. Does that one have a special name too?
Army of
Eric?
Of
Eric of Darkness?
Ericness?
Dark Ericness, yes. I think that's
a good
But he did ask us not to play them on the podcast, so we're just going to mention them and say we enjoyed them very much.
Yeah.
There is also some people were surprised to find out I went to the Naval Academy for a year, and so I posted a picture of me in my uniform, and he also made a video of me and everyone else singing in the Navy.
I have to say, I think that my teeth moved in a particularly disturbing fashion.
I know. I noticed that too. Our jaws don't move. Our lip, our upper teeth moves. Very scary.
We need to get him to use the jib jab jaw next, as opposed to
for the record. I do
lip.
not talk like that. My teeth are generally, non-mobile.
It's like Ifrit did a movie of us like that too.
Yeah. We got well, what's the name of that song again?
What is love?
Yep.
Baby don't hurt me.
Yeah, have you seen that yet, Spencer?
No, I haven't.
Oh,
it's an animated GIF of the three of y'all as the people in the car from Night of the Roxbury, with Jim Carrey and
awesome.
The one that's always in You're the Man Now Dog stuff. And it's you guys' face, and then there's one and all three of the guys are me. And it's Navy me, OmegaCon me, and Eric's backyard me.
Oh, sweet! Nice.
You did a good job. It's so funny. I like Brent in the passenger seat. He's all happy looking.
Yep,
I'm always happy.
The next thing here on listener contributions is the Control Point drinking game.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I don't know that we need you guys to have more excuses to get drinking.
I am tanked right now.
So far, the rules, and they are awaiting further additions. Anyone other than Spencer who says click, you drink. Someone says Eric is bringing Schmexy back.
Which I heard in the last episode.
Yeah, but not in this one.
Well, you just now said it.
Yeah, you're getting some.
Wait a minute.
People
Before we
drunk
continue
right
with the
now.
rules.
Elaborating the rules does not qualify for drinks.
It totally does.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
absolutely not.
Drink.
Someone makes a "get behind me, doctor" joke.
Nice.
Yep. It's been a while for one of those.
Well, did the Nook Cranny discussion count?
No.
Oh.
No. Wes
if-
is told he is wrong, which is like a minutely occurrence.
Yes. Because I'm wrong so seldom that people need to... You know.
So seldom?
wrong.
No, you're wrong all the time. You're wrong about how often you're wrong.
Yeah.
No, that's
use the
just
word
wrong.
Yeah, that gave away some drinks. When the guests confuse Brent and Spencer, what's that?
I didn't get that one.
When does that happen?
I don't know.
When do we have guests?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's strange.
Did it happen a lot on the OmegaCon podcast? Did I get confused?
How could
No.
that have happened? I wasn't
Spencer
there.
wasn't even there.
I'm confused.
Oh, that's
I
true.
don't know.
Wait, are you a guest?
I don't know.
'Cause you're
But
confusing me.
when a CP contributor is mentioned,
Wow,
I would-
You'd get
that-
really messed up really fast.
yeah. I know, because we have really worked hard at trying to make sure we mention everybody's names.
Ooh, they explain an in joke. I like that one.
There's one episode where they'd just be ripped.
I will say that the explaining an in joke is itself an in joke that started with. Never mind.
Drink.
Whenever Maija Win is mispronounced,
Very good.
Media win.
I thought you were about to do the Lone Meja Ranger
too.
song.
Anytime someone says, dun, dun,
yep. So,
Does that happen a lot?
news, dun,
Yeah.
dun.
No, what if we just
Oh,
do a whole
yeah,
podcast where we
yes.
talk like that?
Dun,
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 I don't know.
dun, dun,
jellyfish.
dun, 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 dun.
Jellyfish. The mention of a jellyfish you have to drink.
Yes. And whenever anyone says, that's the blank over how did it go?
Wah, wah.
Yeah, that's another one.
Well, that's
And-
the explaining of the CP drinking.
And here's
game
one you
over.
can add to the future. If we ever mention that the heavy is made out of bacon, you can go ahead and drink an entire bottle of tequila.
The last edition on here, Nova said just put a whole block of kukri up.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess if we say kukri, then
We haven't really done that much lately. I think we should get back to that.
I think we did
Anyway.
it last episode.
Yeah, we should
didn't
make a point to go back and joke on all of our inside jokes.
Yes.
This should be top priority.
I don't really know that people need an excuse to drink more. I mean, I know that I think it was this week, Azrael and I were in the chat room just talking about beer. And he's from South Carolina too, and he told me a good store to get beer near me. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Is there anybody in the chat room right now drinking? Actually playing this drinking game?
I don't know.
Oh.
Are you in the chat room? I'm not in the chat room.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think you're talking about the Ustream
Oh, yeah.
chat room.
Anyway,
Quartermater is mentioning vodka. And I guess he's got to drink it now. Okay. Moving on.
The last thing on the list was the Beach Fort pick by Robot Guy, which is awesome. Robot Guy is on vacation, and he went to Jamaica, apparently, is what we have heard. And he made a sand castle of that roughly, well, it doesn't even really. It's just a sand castle.
yeah. But it's got a mode. It's very, very well crafted. It looks very structurally sound.
It's got a door. It's got a door that drills right through the sand. It looks really nice.
Yeah.
And in front of it, it says, what does it say?
Control Point, a TF2 podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to define the zones, the region around it. I like to call the moat.
Okay. Okay,
And,
we can do
and
that.
the way into the sandcastle, I like to designate as the door.
Dun, dun.
I like that. I like that. The door.
I would like to designate the writing in front of the castle as the writing.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know.
Quizmaster just-
I don't know. We might want to call it the scribbles.
Yeah. And in that, you can see Robot Guy actually creating this thing. He's kind of bent over and he's carving it. But as you can see, attached to his arm is an elbow.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow.
I'm playing here all week.
So CTF
I have to say,
Sandford,
Yes.
the next one.
Did I get you on that one, Spencer?
I feel
Sandford.
really bad about this because, I mean, he's just on vacation. I live like right next to the beach and I haven't made a sand fort.
No kidding.
Wow, you've been slacking.
It's all them jellyfish attacking you. in your face, your left face.
Moving on to the surveillance.
All right.
First off, we've got an excellent YouTube video. A guy made a music video to the Propellerheads version of On Her Majesty's Secret Service. The real amazing thing here is not the TF2 video, it's how it was filmed. He did some really great camera panning and used a lot of great footage. He follows rockets through the air in really dramatic ways. It goes with the music really well, and I was very impressed.
Yeah. He used a smoother for the recording and the movement of the camera. It's kind of a tweening system where you can set the camera somewhere and then tween from there to another location. So it creates all the keyframes in between and makes it very smooth, very nice. So he went in there.
I will say that generally speaking, I hate machinima that are music videos, generally speaking. I think they're ultimately incredibly boring.
Except for that awesome World of WoW video that
To the Ataris.
Well, I mean, that one had some
awesome.
some more going on than most of them do. I'm not saying this is one of them because I actually think this one's actually pretty good. But a lot of machinima music videos end up just being someone playing around with trying to do cool stuff with the camera with no actual like story or narrative at all.
Yeah.
Usually it's just a slash dance in various places.
Yeah.
That's what most music videos end up being.
Like a little naked gnome dancing on a mailbox.
This one, the trick, what's really beautiful about this is watching the way he uses the camera. This is not a superficial little jaunt, and there's no story here. This is
there is sort of it's a Dust Bowl match, and that in itself has a narrative structure built into it. So
no, it's more than Dust Bowl. It's on Hydro too. It's all over the place.
Yeah, it does do it. Even Warpath.
So you're wrong.
Well, okay. Well, Red versus Blue. Red versus Blue is in and of itself a narrative structure, and I'm willing to go with that story. That one.
But the only problem with it is whatever he used as his playback tool for the matches,
a little jittery.
It's jittery, and it really can be very distracting at times. And I really would like, but I would love to see the video done. Captured better. I would really like to see him do something like this again and capture the footage better.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. There is a brand new machinima. Do you want to talk about it?
There is. It's called a Team Fortress 2 Western, and it's pretty neat. I guess we should admit that we haven't seen the whole thing. We just discovered it right before the show, but
should we maybe talk about it after we've watched it instead?
Perhaps we can share it with the world. Maybe everyone can just look at it and make your own decision.
How are we going to be on the cutting edge if we're not, on the cutting edge?
Yeah, it came out like 4 days ago. So it's a 17-minute long machinima, Red versus Blue. It has lots of dialogue, and the one tiny little thing that bugs me is there's no lip syncing and choreography, really. But other than that.
You have any idea how much work that would be for 17 minutes?
I say do it. I mean, sure, it's a lot of work, but, don't do a machinima if you're not ready to work on it.
Yeah, speaking of all that work that I did on that, how's our machinima going?
All right, moving right along.
Burn! Lastly, the one last video that I have here, the Girlfriend TF2 video we talked about last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He did a Girlfriend Bioshock.
Nice.
Oh, really? I haven't seen that. I'll have to go check that out.
And I haven't finished Bioshock, so I don't want to finish the video because
it might be a spoiler.
Yes, and I hate spoilers. So I haven't watched the whole thing, but I did watch the beginning of it, and while I don't think it was as patently funny as the Team Fortress 2 thing was, I do think she's awesome, and I hope that they continue to release girlfriend games.
That's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely watch that.
I can't
so
wait.
You haven't played BioShock yet?
I'm about like an eighth of the way into it.
Oh, okay.
I just picked it up again on Steam, and I'm playing it a second time. I played it on the 360.
I did.
How much did you pay for it on Steam?
30.
Yeah, that's what it is at Best Buy now too.
Hey, how much did you get the LOTR for?
I got Lord of the Rings Online for $12.99 at Target.
Are you playing that right now?
They dropped it again.
Really?
It's under $10.
Really?
Wow, that's sad.
Are you playing that right now, Wes?
I bought it because I was there to look at a laptop table that Brent had, and I decided I wasn't going to get that, and Lotro was right next to it, and I've wanted to play through the story content. Like, I don't particularly care about doing the instances or anything, but I wanted to see what they did with the chapters in the books.
Have you played it at all yet?
I played it in beta, and I got to where I got to my third character wipe, and I never wanted to make another character again. But I think I've given it enough time. Why don't you and I play it? Because I was thinking about loading my copy up recently. That sounds like an excellent idea. We'll
be doing that instead of playing TF2.
Yes.
Just so you guys know.
Maybe we could get some Control Point members to come play at the same time.
Oh, that might not be a bad idea.
Start a guild, level 1. Everybody go to Target.
I could go ahead and work on a new intro bumper. For this.
I'll try and find time to play it when I'm not playing the Warhammer beta.
We could not wear shoes while we podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'll try to find some time when I'm not playing Tabula Rasa.
Oh, my God. Can you believe he's playing it?
Oh, my God. I don't know how. I tried. I thought it was terrible.
Man, it's like Team Fortress 2, but MMO. I play it like once a month, and the only reason I played it like last week was because it renewed my subscription because I forgot to cancel it.
Oh, and you felt like you had to?
Yeah. Well, I got to get in one night to make up for that, and then, so now I got to remember to cancel again.
I feel you.
Well, anyway, that's all the surveillance that we had, so we should probably move back to our podcast at this point. Yes. Shout-outs. Our player of the week this week is...
Confused. What are we doing here?
Okay, so for one thing, everybody should probably know, because I know we made him on the podcast, Bad Lieutenant, the player of the week, but we didn't change it. And
you know why I usually do that? I usually do that, and I did not do it this week, because every time I thought about doing it, I thought about the horrible community management that is in the Steam community.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I went to go change it before the podcast, and after, 10 minutes of looking, I still could not find him.
All you can do is page through page after page after page of names. And if you've got a couple hundred people in a Steam group, then it's not a big deal. If you've got, we're getting close to 1,200 now?
Wow. Yeah.
It just takes forever. And I really hope that Valve
1,200 words, that's a short story.
Yeah. So
that was great, Wes. I don't know.
We attribute to Player of the Week on the podcast, and then on the Steam thing, we just either leave it blank.
I've got an idea.
Or we put.
I've got an idea. Let's delegate. We've got mods. Let's delegate.
We do.
Man, let's. If the Player of the Week this week will be made by John Maz. So if John Maz,
Azrael, make Azrael do it.
Azrael, yes, Azrael, as your first duty as a Steam community mod, you must find, and who are we choosing here?
Robot Guy
for his fantastic Jamaica picture.
Very nice. Nice.
We seem to love it when people get our name out in different places, in public. Like I think Nivagarius did it in the newscast and
Pimp My Podcast.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. So
and it was a creative way. It's really, really cool. So
And I hope people who do, contribute to other things don't say, well, I wish I'd gotten it for all the stuff I did this week. Because we appreciate it all.
And it's completely, for the most part, Player of the Week is arbitrary.
Yeah.
It's not like we have a value system where we just say, oh, well, this is better than this. We just kind of go, so-and-so should be it. So don't feel bad if you're not Player of the Week. It's really not worth much.
Yeah, it was like
or anything at all.
This week, someone shouted out, and everybody else was like, "I'm not scrolling through there to find the name." So
if so Robot Guy, if you're not Player of the Week this week, you can blame Azrael.
Yeah. Nice work.
Also, Time Squared, thank you for donating another month of the Fun server. Correct? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
And I've noticed a lot of people playing on the Fun server lately, and I think it's great.
I think it's a very fun place to play, personally.
I hear there's fun on the Fun server.
There is.
That's good.
You know what? I actually, in the Gamers with Jobs podcast, they said that they have to be the ones to host the game because they're afraid we'll teleport them around on the Fun server.
That's pretty awesome. Okay.
So that's it. That's the 26th episode show over. How did it go?
Drink up.
Drink!
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
So you can always visit our wiki and update it at tf2wiki.net/wiki/controlpointpodcast.
You can dig us at digg.com or just look on our new fabulous website with the buttons up there that say dig. And we need a new background for it.
Brent.
Yep.
Yeah. And also follow along with our Twitters. Nailhead, Devil Turnip, or Chaos_CP. And there's no Wes Wilson yet.
There's no Wes Wilson.
Give us thumbs up on StumbleUpon. Leave us iTunes reviews. Join our MySpace group. Join our community and our forums.
Help grow our mini-city.
Yeah, Mini-City.
Grow our Mini-City.
Mini-City CP has a bad unemployment problem right now.
You can always give us a call and leave a message at 256-513-4772 or send us email or leave voice messages on the website. You know what? You know how to get in touch with us at this point.
Totally.
Join our Lotro guild. Oh my God!
Oh God!
It's like we're a cult.
I know.
You ever thought about that?
It's bad.
It's like us in Scientology.
We
I'm going to make up a big batch of Kool-Aid.
I'm going to make up a secret handshake.
I'm going to make up a big old batch of heavy bacon.
You are now at the end of another episode of Control Point,
Victory.
Every one of you deserves a medal.
a podcast brought to you by the Dead Workers Party. See the show notes and leave comments for this episode at controlpoint.deadworkers.com or leave us a voicemail at area code 256-513-4772.
Auf Wiedersehen!
This is an audio comment. This is an audio comment. This is an audio comment. Dun dun.
Hey guys, I have a tip for labor, and this labor tip is when you are a man and you are defending through point, after point 2 or 4 has been taken and the enemy is forcing their way into 1 or 5, go up to the ledge and go through the one-way door and lay some stickies right on it where people can't see them, and then pull your grenade launcher and shoot grenades through the open window. They will see these grenades and they will be drawn out about 90% of the time and see you, because a lot of the time they won't figure. They'll say, hey, is the grenade launcher out? There's no stickies there, or it won't even cross their mind there'd be stickies there anyhow, so. And it kills people. It's fun. Love the podcast, guys. Keep it up.
Hi, this is Zinc from CP EU Europe, and just to say I don't like Labour. Not particularly a very visually pleasant map, but it's your average wellish map. So here's an audio comment. Enjoy.
Hey, just a tip for Labor here from Tasty Babies. So dang tasty. If you're a soldier and you're going for the midpoint right after no one's taken it yet, or even when there's just a big fight there, jump up on the boxes on the side. It gives you a height advantage, and that's always good for soldiers, because it directs your rockets at your enemy's feet and at their heads. This does more damage and knocks your opponents into the air. So remember, when taking the midpoint, always jump to get the height advantage.
Hiya, here's a tip for Labor. On both sides of the third capture point, the second floor window of the house can be reached normally by rocket jump or sticky jump, but a scout can also reach it by first jumping onto the lower windowsill and then double jumping onto the second one. It's a great way to avoid the tight, confined interior of the house, and a really easy way to get onto the crates and rooftops on point 3.
Labor is pretty much a generic wellish map. Probably slightly easier to defend the last 2 points than usual, but yeah, focus your defense on the second point, try to cap the third point, flip over the balance. It's a CP map, nothing fancy.